I just don't think it's fucking people still think about things when you have something that tragic happen.
CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, said he'll make that fight between Thurman and Davis in a second. Not only will he make the fight, he is very confident that Tank Davis will knock out Thurman. Now, some people would say Ellerbe is capping, but I don't know. He also says Davis is not a legit 147-pounder, and I agree with that. But he still thinks he would take out Thurman. It's like this. We haven't seen Keith Thurman in the ring for over 2 years. And before that, he had 2 fights over a 4-year span. In the last 2 fights we've seen him in, his chin resistance is gone. He doesn't take body shots very well, and he's injury prone. And I know Ellerbe is really high on Tank, but he also thinks, as far as weight classes go, Tank has his limits. But I think, on the same token, he thinks Keith Thurman is on a decline, and he might be right. Some of the injuries Keith Thurman suffered could have robbed him of some of his prime. And obviously, Leonard Ellerbe's thinking is that Keith Thurman is done. He's not the same Keith Thurman 4 or 5 years ago, because if he was, this wouldn't even come out of Ellerbe's mouth. Easy fight to make. They're both under the same umbrella. Leonard Ellerbe said he's down with it. He told Keith Thurman to give Al a call to set it up. I think Ellerbe is capping. But if the fight goes down, it'll be a very interesting fight. It should do decent pay-per-view numbers.
We're in a good spot right now, and I expect him to win this fight, and I think he's much too fast for Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a little bit heavy in his feet and kind of plots a little bit and walks around.
Freddie Roach sounds off again, saying that Errol Spence isn't a real good boxer. And this is how Roach sees Errol Spence. He says he's a bit heavy on the feet. He's not a real good boxer, but he's a very good puncher. He believes Manny's too fast for him, and that will win the fight. He said he fully expects Manny to win the fight. He also doubts that Errol Spence has recovered from the accident. In a recent interview, Freddie Roach said Spence should be dead, but he's glad he's alive. But he also thinks the accident injuries that Spence suffered are still there. And that makes me think, Freddie Roach thinks that. Does Manny Pacquiao and the rest of his team think that? Is that the reason they took the fight against Errol Spence? Roach also says his performance by Danny Garcia was okay, not great. He says, remember, Manny Pacquiao is not Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia was Spence's first opponent after the accident. And for that reason, I thought Spence did pretty good. Now, he's going to have to fight better against Manny Pacquiao. He says for the Danny Garcia fight, he was about 75%, 70%. August 21st, Spence said it'll be close to 100%, and he will need to be. And I disagree with Freddie Roach. I think Spence is a better boxer than he gives him credit for. But then again, if you train one of the greatest boxers of all time, you become a little spoiled. And I hope this car accident doesn't become an excuse for Spence fans if he loses. Anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beezy, I'm gone.